Hey, what's up everybody? Chris again here to talk to you about the new National Registry website and getting your application and your account set up if you don't already have an account. Let's go check it out. All right, so when you're setting up your National Registry, the first thing you need to do is create an account if you have not already done so. So you'll need to get on NREMT.org, and in the upper right-hand corner, there'll be the login button. Go ahead and hit that and either log in if you have already logged in before or hit register to create a new account. If you're creating a new account, that will pull up the create account page where you will input your username and your password. So this will be whatever you select. There's a lot of users on there, so you might have to get a little creative with your username. Make sure you write down your username and your password somewhere so that doesn't get lost, because you'll have to reference this account for the rest of your EMS career if you're going to upkeep your National Registry. So either let Google or whatever save it for you, or I would really recommend writing it down somewhere or keeping that stored somewhere. So after you get your username and your password set up, it will then ask you for an email address. I highly recommend you make this a personal email address, not an email address through your school, through a college you're taking, anything like that, or through a workplace. Really recommend you do this on a personal email address. That way, if you move jobs, move schools, anything like that, you'll still continue to have access to your account down the line. After you put in that email address and go to the next page, you will have a verification code sent to you through that email. So make sure you look on that email address, get that verification code, put that number in, and hit verify and continue to move on to the next page. From there, it's going to ask for you to input some personal information, your name, including your middle name if you do have a middle name, and you can put preferred name as well if you go by something different than your legal name. Make sure you're inputting your legal name, because when you go to take your test, you will need to show 2 valid current forms of ID that match the name through your National Registry account. So make sure that's what you're putting in here, and you can put that preferred name if you have something different. After you put your name in and hit continue, it's going to ask for your phone number. Again, this should be your personal phone number. You don't want to put in a work phone number, anything like that. Just put in your personal phone number here, and then you're going to go ahead and hit save and continue. Next, you will need to select what's bringing you to the National Registry site. If you're watching this video, you're probably looking to become an EMT and doing your application. In that case, you'll hit the candidate button. There are a number of different things there for you to select. Possibly you are coming in to get your National Registry with a state license, anything like that. But for the purposes of this video and for our IMA students, you'll need to hit that candidate button and then hit continue. Next, you're going to have to put in your social security number. If you're 19 years old or something and you don't have that memorized, that's okay, but this is probably the time to make sure you have this number memorized, because just life skills, you're going to use this number all the time. So make sure you have that number down. Go ahead and put that number in, confirm it, and hit continue. And from there, you're going to have to put in your birthday. Hopefully you have your birthday memorized, even if you don't have your social security number memorized. So go ahead and put your birthday in there. My birthday, of course, is in the 2000s because I'm nice and young. But if you're an old person that has a 1 in there, go ahead and put whatever that year is. Select your birthday and hit save and continue. After inputting your birthday, next you're going to put your mailing address. Again, straightforward, just put your mailing address in here. And these kind of things, your phone number, your mailing address, those are easy to edit down the line through your account. So if you have an updated address in the future, don't worry about it. You can change it. Just do your current mailing address in this field. Next, for us, it asks for address validation. We put in something that was a little bit different than what the U.S. Postal Service uses. We put north with an N and a dot. It wanted just an N. This is a common thing. I know like Amazon will do this if you're putting in an address. So just put in whatever they typically suggest as the correct address, select that, and then hit the continue button to move to the next screen. All right, so you've now created your account. And that will pop up into the National Registry dashboard. Okay, so from there you will need to create your application. Typically, if you're a new candidate, you will have right on that website when you're logged in or when you finish the process from before, you'll have that create new application button. So go ahead and hit that create new application. From there, it's going to ask you to choose your path. So again, if you're watching this, you're probably looking to get your EMT certification, or maybe your advanced EMT if you're one of our advanced students. Whatever you're looking for, this is where you'll put in the level of certification that you are hoping to achieve and that you are going to be testing for. So if you're watching this, one of our students, most likely you're going to hit that EMT button. So during us researching and getting this video set up and getting these screen captures, when we hit EMT, it kind of timed out or did something weird and sent us to a page where it says that the records indicate we already have an application in progress for that certification level. So we are creating this a couple weeks after National Registry redid their website. And so there has been some issues here and there with their website. I'm assuming that this is just an issue that they had there. So if you're watching this and you're watching this recently after we posted it, that issue is something that might come up for you. So if you see that page saying that the records indicate an application is already in progress, we just hit the candidate button on the left-hand side of the page, and it popped up the applications that we have open, and we were able to select the current application and move on from there. Hopefully, if you're watching this, that doesn't happen to you and you can bypass this step. But if you do see that you have an application in process and you know for sure that this is a new account or you don't have a current application, just hit that candidate button, look to see if it's there. I'm assuming, like I said before, that this is just the growing pains for the new National Registry site. So hopefully when you're watching this, it's not the case. But either way, let's jump into working on that actual application as if you didn't see this page and you're right there on that next page. So the first thing we're going to have to do is verify that personal information. You're going to hit that little tab up top. There's no next button or anything like that. If you click on that, it will open up that next page for you to go in and verify that information. All right, so this next page is going to pop up. It's going to have that personal information, your name, that kind of stuff. Go ahead, verify that's all correct, and then hit the yes, it's correct button to move on to the next page. Next, you need to verify your email address. If you got that verification code earlier, it should all be good, but still verify it's the correct email address you want to use. If that's the case, hit the orange button and we'll move to the next step. And then after that, it wants to verify your personal home address. So again, verify that, make sure that matches your correct address, and hit that verify button. All right, so now that we've hit verify for those different things, it's going to give us this window saying, hey, everything's all good. One more time to verify it. If everything's good, hit the orange button to continue on. Next, we're going to get into the program details. So this is where things can be a little bit confusing for students. So the first thing it's going to ask is going to be your completion date for your EMT program. If that date hasn't passed, that's okay. You'll just put in your expected completion date. So make sure you're aware of what that is. If you are an Idaho Medical Academy student, your completion date will be the last day of your class if it's an in-person class. If you're an online student, it will be the last day of your skills week. Okay, and if this date changes for whatever reason, you are able to change that, or the program is able to change that. So don't stress too much about it. Put your expected completion date in, and then when you select that date, go ahead and hit continue to move to the next. After you put in your completion date, it's going to ask what state your EMT program is in, and that's not where you are located. That is the state of your EMT program. So if you're an Idaho Medical Academy student, that's going to be Idaho. If you're from a different program, you'll put in that program state. If you're an online student, be sure that you're aware of what state your online program is situated in. Like for us here, we have students from all over the US that fly in to do their skills weeks in Idaho. It's still an Idaho program, even if you're from a different state. So make sure that you're aware of that and that you put in the correct state. After putting in your state, it's going to ask you which EMT program you are affiliating with. And so this is where you will select the program that you're going through. This is going to be a drop-down list and it will be alphabetical. It can be a little confusing because there's some weird kind of numbers and dashes and stuff that start with an E typically in the middle. So you might have to scroll a little further than you think, but just go ahead and find your program's name. Again, if you're one of our students, maybe you're used to hearing us talk about IMA. You're going to be looking for Idaho Medical Academy though, okay? Make sure that you're confirming you're looking for Idaho Medical Academy. Find that, select that, and then it will ask for a program section number. You should know your program section number. That should be given to you by your program. So go ahead and look for that. Those typically go numerically, so the higher the number, the lower it is typically. So most of the time your number will probably be pretty low in that drop-down menu. But go ahead and find that number, select that number, and then you're going to hit continue. All right, so once you've put in the state of your program, what your program is, and the program section, you're going to have those program details pop up on the next page. Again, go and make sure that those details are correct, that you have the correct program in there. If you're one of our students, Idaho Medical Academy, that you have the program section number in there, and that you have the correct completion date. Okay, if you accidentally select the wrong program, the program you're trying to work with is not able to verify you or to do anything. So if you're an IMA student or Idaho Medical Academy student and you accidentally select Washington Medical Academy or something else that's not the correct program, then if you call us and ask us if we can verify you or anything, we're not able to help you. We can only help students that have aligned themselves with us through their application. So if you do put in the wrong program or the wrong program section, it's not that big of a deal. You'll just need to contact National Registry to have them change that, or I'm not 100% sure what they do. They can either change it or they might delete that application and make you start a new application. But if that's the case, it's okay. If you made that mistake, just know that your program's not gonna be able to help you out there. It will have to be National Registry. So next thing after we put in all that program information is we will need to attest that we are in good standing. And so that means we will need to attest that we have not held some sort of license in the past that we have gotten in trouble with, essentially. So if that's happened to you, you should know that. But if you've had an EMT license in the past or another medical license or something similar, and you have been part of a lawsuit that made you lose the license, or you've had any action taken against that license, this is where you will have to disclose that disciplinary action. Otherwise, for the overwhelming majority of people, you'll just click, yes, I am in good standing, and move on. But make sure you look that over real quick so that you're not putting in that wrong information, because that could be a disqualifier down the line. Just because you've had disciplinary action doesn't necessarily mean you're disqualified from getting a certification. But I would imagine if you put that you're in good standing and then it's found that you did have disciplinary action, that might exclude you from getting that certification down the line. So just be honest up here, put whatever you have, and then move on to that next section. So after you hit that disclaimer, you're going to go to the next page, which is going to make you again verify that that information is correct. So go ahead and hit continue, and you'll pop over to the next page where you're going to kind of do an overall review. So it's going to ask you to confirm that all the information you put in is correct. If you don't, or if you knowingly put in incorrect information, you're going to have a bad time, essentially. So that's what this is saying. I recommend taking a second, read through this just to make sure you're all good on that. But if you feel confident that everything you put in is correct, you're all good to go. Just go ahead and select I attest, and then you will agree and submit that application. So once you have hit submit, now you're all good with your application. That's going to live there and be ready to go. The next thing you'll need to do before testing is to pay the application fee. So if you're going through this process as we're going, you might see the next page that you get to pop up for you has a go to payment option. You can go ahead and click that. That will open up the application fee payment option where you will put in credit card information, that kind of thing, to pay that application fee. At the time of the making of this video, the application fee at the EMT level is going to be $104. Of course, that's subject to change. This is August 2025, so maybe in the next couple of years, you might see some change there. But for now, $104 for an EMT. It's going to be a little less for EMR, a little more for advanced, and for paramedic. So you'll put in your application fee information here, and from there, you should be given a ATT, or authorization to test number. And the National Registry website will link you out to Pearson VUE testing centers, which is where you will actually schedule your exam. So scheduling is not done through the National Registry website. It is done through a third party of Pearson VUE testing centers. To my knowledge, none of that has changed from the previous information. It's just this national registry process because they changed their website. So you don't need to pay your application fee right off the bat if you're just creating this now and you don't have the funds to do it or whatever be the case. But you will need to pay that before you can go and take that exam. So just be aware that application fee is $104. And if you were not aware, that is for every time you take the test. So if you go your first attempt and don't pass the National Registry exam, you will need to repay that $104 to take it again. So just be aware of that. If you are going through this process, that the $104 is not a one-time fee. Possibly it might be multiple times. Okay. All right, so that was creating your NREMT account as well as your initial application. Hopefully this is helpful for you. It's a pretty simple process. Just follow the prompts and everything and you'll be just fine there. Just make sure, like I said before, you know your program and your program section number because you're going to have to put those in. So we can't help you with that here if you're not part of an IMA class. You might have to contact your different program if you're stuck there. If you're IMA students, that should be in your online course. So go ahead and check there or get in contact with your instructor and they'll be able to give you that information. So like I said, hope this is helpful for all the students out there. Thank you for watching, taking the time. Good luck if you're out there gonna be taking that National Registry exam. Don't overlook it. Spend your time, put in your work, and you will reap the rewards of whatever work you put in, right? So do your test preps, do your flashcards, do all that stuff, and mostly go in there with confidence. I say this all the time. Students tend to fail not because of lack of knowledge, but because of lack of testing knowledge and how to take the test itself, or lack of confidence when they walk in that room. So some good positive self-talk, be ready for it, get in there, go crush your National Registry exam. Hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up. If you have any questions about the National Registry process, feel free to leave them in the comments and we're happy to answer those. And we will see you guys next time.